activity 4, we're going to take you to your favorite model, cross-sectional anatomy of the heart and thoracic cavity. You know it, it's Slice Man. All right, class, here we are at slice number 8. We're in activity 4, cross-sectional anatomy of the heart and thoracic cavity. The first structures we want to point out are the lungs, the right lung and the left lung. Here's the sternum. And now we're going to try and find this thing called the mediastinum or the mediastinum, as Professor Ganser likes to say. And what it is, it's the central portion of the thoracic cavity between the two lungs. So as you see the lung here and the lung here, think of it as like a tin can that would kind of sit in this area. And the mediastinum is going to include the heart. It's also going to include the esophagus here, it's a collapsible tube, and the trachea. Right? And now notice how the trachea is bifurcating into the primary bronchi, entering into the right lung and into the left lung. All right? I'm going to take this slice and I'm now going to show you slice 9. And I want you to try and imagine the pericardium. The pericardium is the outer covering of the heart. Okay? So if this right here is, let's see, if this right here is the mediastinum, all right, the heart is going to be covered by different layers. And this raised ridge, I hope the camera is picking up this raised ridge. All right, pay special attention to this raised ridge. This raised ridge is the pericardium. You're also going to hear it referred to as the pericardial sac. The pericardium is made up of two distinct layers. The inner layer of this raised ridge is the parietal pericardium. The outer layer of this raised ridge is the fibrous pericardium. And also for purposes of this Slice Man model, the way that the model is made, the outer ridge of the outer side of this raised ridge is also going to represent the parietal pleura, which is going to be the membrane which covers the pleural space of the lungs, the pleural cavity. All right, let's just review the layering of the membranes, and we're also going to get into the layers of the heart. Okay, raised ridge is the pericardium. This indentation here is the pericardial cavity. Touching the heart directly would be the visceral pericardium, otherwise known as the epicardium. The muscular layer of the heart is the myocardium, and the very smooth and slippery inside lining of the chambers is called the endocardium. So now let's talk about the different chambers of the heart. This right here is the right atrium. Right? Do not let this structure here fool you. This whole structure here is the right atrium. This is the left atrium. This would be the right ventricle, and this would be the left ventricle. You can see the outline when they cast the model. You can see the outline of the valves and of the chordae tendineae. And this depression is the fossa ovalis. Separating the right and left atrium is the interatrial septum, and separating the left ventricle from the right ventricle is the interventricular septum. All right, just to end this portion of activity 4, I'm going to slide in slice 8 and just point out to you the aortic arch and the superior vena cava.